Imaginers, I cannot believe it, but we just wrapped up season 2 of the Workflows Photography podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in with us for this entire season. We are going to take a break for the month of January, and we will be back on February 1st with season 3 of the Workflows Photography podcast. In the meantime, enjoy these clips from every episode of season 2 as we prepare for season 3. See you real soon.
The way I give my timeline to my assistants, I used to print them out, but I would always lose them. And sometimes there's I'll make notes on there that I don't really want to leave like laying around. If there's sensitive family situations and people don't talk to each other, it's written down on the timeline, and I would hate for someone to pick it up and be like, oh my God, they told her that so-and-so and so-and-so don't talk to each other.
I send out welcome packages to clients, and it's really just all depending on where they are, package-wise. If they're just in a regular package, they get an envelope that has contracts, information to other vendors or whatever. I spray it with my favorite scent from Louis Vuitton. Spray it down or whatever, so once it's been inside that packaging for a couple of days, and it's like poof, right? So although it doesn't cost me a ton, when they get it, they're like, holy snap,
I think organization is a really big thing for me. Just making sure that everything is, when I export my files from Lightroom, the first thing I like to do is put everything on 2 hard drives that I have, and then also into a cloud-based system.
Yeah, there's definitely challenges, but I find it easier than weddings. I shoot a lot of weddings and a lot of bar mitzvahs, and I shoot a lot of weddings in the Jewish community. So even there, I can see the difference between shooting a wedding and shooting a bar mitzvah. The bar mitzvah parties, they're big parties, as big as weddings, but the workflow is a lot easier. And when we talk about business-wise, we're business owners, right? We want to make money. We want to support our families. There's a potential of making more profit with half the work, half the headache, half the stress, half the anxiety on a bar mitzvah than on a wedding.
Even if you go that traditional route, you're still going to be missing out on newer, more current methods. And for most of us didn't go that route. Most of us are self-taught or taught through friends or whatever. Even for those of us, I'm self-taught, technically through learning from other friends and everything, as most of us are. It's wild the number of things that I think are that's obvious, isn't it? That are not obvious at all, that people just don't know. And it takes a lot of guts to ask a question, and sometimes you don't even know that you have the question. Do you know what I mean? You have to know something in order to know that you don't know it. It's all about, are you sure you want to book me, instead of please book me. So yeah, they see full weddings, slideshows, and after that it's just a contract. I ask 25% of whatever millions are gonna pay me, and then after that I send them a few links with articles about how it's about to work with me, the importance of portraits, the importance of documenting without stopping for the picture to happen.
It's brilliant and much needed. It's another thing, right? You feel like, I know a lot of photographers that I know will say, yeah, I gotta have my fingers on everything, and I have to build my layouts, and only I know how to do this, and that's part of my sauce. Sure, for those people, this is not for them, because they find a happiness in building the ship in the bottle, right? They find gratification in the journey, which there's nothing wrong with that, of course.
Across the board, technology is very male dominant. And, I think there's amazing male educators out there that teach on technology. I'm a huge fan of Marquez, KBHD, a huge fan of him. I love everything that he does. But I think that sometimes it's really nice to have somebody that might feel a little bit more approachable, a little bit more of a friendly face. I want to explain it to you like you're 5, but not in a condescending way. Here, this is a really great place, and I think this could change your life, and I would love to show you how. So that's been my goal, to be a safe little corner of the internet.
One of the massive changes that I made from a lead's point of view is that I actually now have all of my pricing public, which means I get significantly less inquiries overall. But when I do get them, I'm part owner of a company called Focal, and I use one of their websites, and basically somebody just clicks the button to request to book. for the wedding date. So I'm not necessarily getting an inquiry, I'm getting like an actual booking request. And I can say if we have like basically like by having prices public, it means that you're gonna have way less tire kickers, that there's nobody gonna be coming in and just gonna wanna ask you 150 questions. You're very much burning the potential that somebody may come in and they may fall in love with you and they might find the budget, even though they didn't have the budget to begin with.
Sure, there were recovery companies in existence back then. They were very expensive. But keep in mind, I was young, naive, and had no money. Now, the last story was pure stupidity. It was a mistake I will never make again, and one I hope that you keep in the back of your mind so that you never make this mistake either. I wasn't thinking, and I formatted my memory card in camera, thinking it was an old photo session, when in fact, it was the current photo session that I was in at that exact moment. Yeah. You ever feel like you're less than a foot tall?
And here's the thing, Scott. You can ask the client, hey, what kind of lighting do you have? And they have like, they're like, it's a beautifully lit office space. And then of course there's surprises waiting for you when you get there, So folks who understand that they're getting clear directions from a photographer are a little bit more comfortable with you, working with you, and even trusting you with not just the photos you're making, but with the way you're going to handle them after the fact, right? After the photographs are delivered to them.
So what I would do is I would have the client hold this color swatch, and then at the computer, either in its standalone app or in Lightroom, I would use its software to automatically calibrate the color to that color checker passport. And it would create what's called a creative color profile. So that would ensure very accurate color. And I could adjust the tone of where I wanted the skin tones to be.
Like the signature way I edit. And I get asked about how I edit all the time. Or if people want to hire me for mentoring, they want to know about editing and how I edit skin and stuff like that, which feels so like gross to break. It's mostly Lightroom, but it's mostly Lightroom now because I have finessed the presets. So, and I am working on new ones that have even further done that. But I find now that I found the perfect amount that I want, with my color tones and curves and everything, I'm touching photos way less, which is great.
Worst case scenario, the pictures don't come out well with off-camera flash. That's okay because the couple will still have, pictures that they love and they're not missing out on anything. So you won't mess up their wedding. You do have time, even if it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then you start building up from there, the more confidence you get.
Removing myself from the process, that was the most important. Again, going back to us as creatives, being a creative director, we look at our work and we are the most critical of it, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to look at our work and we're going to, hyper analyze every little detail. And in doing that, we're taking a lot of time.
You have been listening to Workflows, presented by Imagen. To hear more from Workflows, to find links to our guests, and for an exclusive offer for Workflows listeners, please go to imagen-ai.com/podcast and be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.